Hello there, children! Are you ready for another fun-filled learning session? Your study buddy is here once again, telling you that there is power in reading, there is strength in learning. You're on DepEd TV, your key to being smart.
English time! I am teacher Joe. I'm always here at your service. Come and join me, sing. Listen to stories and learn vocabularies. It's a magical thing when you finally learn to read. It's a light in your life that you'll always carry with a smile. La 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 la. La 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 la. You're on English 4.
Oh, hi, children! Teacher Carlene is doing warm-ups for an exercise. You see, our body needs to be strong and healthy. When our body is strong and healthy, that means our brain can also work properly. And that makes everything we do more fun. By the way, she will also be teaching us some dance moves with her exercise. Oh, you want to join us? Sure, but where could she be? Teacher Carlene? Teacher Carlene? We are ready for the exercise now.
Hi everyone! Let us start the day full of energy and enthusiasm. Did you know that by doing exercises, the energy in your body doubles up and it also gives us a good mood throughout the day? Exercise gives us benefits not just physically but also mentally and emotionally. Are you all ready for our exercise for today? Good! So, what are we waiting for? Let's get our bodies ready to move to the music.
Move, move, move your body and groove in style. Exercise in the morning, greet the day with a smile. Shake your hands to the right, shake your hands to the left. Thump, thump, thump your feet now. Thump, thump left and right. Raise your right arm in the air. Same thing goes to the left. Reach up above. Reach, reach, reach for the sky. Move, move, move your body and groove in style. Exercise in the morning, greet the day with a smile. Jump to the right, jump to the left. Wiggle, wiggle your body, wiggle up and down. Move, move, move your body and groove in style. Exercise in the morning, greet the day with a smile. Greet the day with a smile.
Wow! That was fun, wasn't it? We were able to stretch our bones and muscles, making them healthy and strong. And not only that, I assure you that you will have a good mood the whole day. It is such a good morning indeed. Now, you can start your day with an energetic body and of course, with a smile on your face. Thanks for joining me, kids, and see you again later.
Did you enjoy our dance exercise as much as I did? That's nice to hear. We have to thank Teacher Carlene for teaching us her dance moves. Thanks, Teacher Carlene. In a little while, she will be joining us again for our reading time. But before you get too excited about today's lesson, let us first look back at our past lesson about the simple present tense of verbs. Can you still recall what you have learned about it? Let's see.
Written in our magical chalkboard are the following sentences. Can you help me identify the correct simple present tense of the verb that should be used in each sentence? Number 1. The alarm clock rings loudly every morning. Which do you think is the correct simple present tense form of the verb that should be used in this sentence? If you think that the correct answer is rings, then you are correct. In the sentence, the alarm clock rings loudly every morning, the subject is alarm clock. It is in singular form, and it is in third person. Therefore, we need to use the simple present tense form where we add an S or ES to the base form of the verb, and not the simple present tense form that is just in base form. Number 2. Manny and Roy plays video games every weekend. Which do you think is the correct simple present tense form of the verb that should be used in this sentence? If you think that the correct answer is play, then you got the correct answer. In the sentence, Manny and Roy play video games every weekend, the subject is Manny and Roy. It is in plural form. If the subject is plural, the base form of the verb should be retained. Number 3. The dog waits for his master at the gate every evening. Which do you think is the correct simple present tense form of the verb that should be used in this sentence? If you think that the correct answer is waits, then you are correct. In the sentence, the dog waits for his master at the gate every evening, the phrase every evening is used. It is a time signal which shows habitual action. We use the simple present tense verb form with an S or ES to express habitual action, or an action that occurs regularly or repeatedly, when we have a third-person singular subject like dog. Number 4. The basic needs of people are food, clothing, and shelter. Which do you think is the correct simple present tense form of the verb that should be used in this sentence? If your answer is are, then you are correct. The sentence, the basic needs of people are food, clothing, and shelter expresses a general truth. The simple present tense form of the verb is used to express general truth. These are the facts that are always true or events that always happen. Number 5. I want to buy a house next year. Which do you think is the correct simple present tense form of the verb that should be used in this sentence? If your answer is want, then you are correct. In the sentence, I want to buy a house next year, the pronoun I is the subject. The pronouns I and you always use the base form of the verb, even though they are singular in meaning and form.
So, how was it, children? Was it easy for you to answer our review activity? If it was, then it only means that you are ready to advance to our next lesson. But you can always go back to our past lesson by looking for it on DepEd TV's official YouTube site if there are still things you need to understand better. Dun 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 dun. Sounds familiar? Yes, it's the exercise song we heard a while ago. Have you noticed something? It used verbs in its lyrics, right? Teacher Curlene's exercise song has a lot of verbs in it. Let us try to recall the verbs used in the song. The verbs used are move, groove, shake, thump, raise, reach, jump, and wiggle. These verbs are used in their present form to express habitual action or an action that occurs regularly or repeatedly. That is why they are in base form. Let us try to use them in a sentence using their S form and their base form. Ready? Great!
First sentence. Teacher Curlene moves her body while doing the exercise. The verb moves is in its S form because the noun or the doer of the action is singular and in third person. Second sentence. The students groove to the music. The verb groove is in base form because the noun or the doer of the action is plural. For the next verb, the sentence is, when meeting people, we shake hands as a sign of friendship. The verb shake is in its base form because it is done in habitual action. We always shake hands with newfound friends, right? But that was before the COVID-19 pandemic. Here is another sentence. Teacher Curlene thumps her feet to the music. Again, the noun or doer of the action, which is Teacher Curlene, is singular and in third person. That is why we need to use the S form of the verb thumps. How about the verb raise? Let's use it in a sentence, shall we? We raise our hands in class when we want to be called by our teacher to answer her question. Why do you think we used the base form of the verb raise, children? Correct! It is because the doer of the action, which is we, is in plural form. Next sentence. Students always get high scores on their tests when they study hard. The verb get is in base form because the subject students is plural. And the sentence is in simple present tense because the word always signifies habitual action. Second to the last sentence, she jumps up and down when exercising. The verb jumps is in its S form because the doer of the action, she, is singular and in third person. And now, we have come to our last sentence. Children wiggle their bodies in the dance. In this sentence, the verb wiggle is in its base form because the doer of the action, children, is plural.
There you have it. We were able to review all the verbs in the exercise song. Now, I would like you to use them in sentences that you will come up with on your own. Terrific! Why don't you write them down on a piece of paper for practice? I'm sure practicing can help you be an amazing writer someday. Oh, did you hear that? We all know what it means. It means it's reading time!
It's reading time again, reading time, it's reading time again, reading time. There will be lots of stories of fabulous things, and there'll be lots of stories of kings and queens. It's reading time again, reading time, it's reading time again, reading time. It's a world of adventure for us to see. Imaginations can be captured for you and me. It's reading time again. Reading time, it's reading time again. Reading time, it's reading time again. Reading time.
Our story entitled Annie by the River will be read by our very own teacher Carlene. You have to listen carefully so that you will be able to answer the questions about it in a while. You have to say, Teacher Carlene, we are ready.
Oh, there you are. This is me again, your reading buddy, Teacher Carlene. I was just looking for you to tell you that we are about to start our story. But before that, did you know that reading doesn't only increase your vocabulary and comprehension, but also empowers you to empathize with other people? Yes, empathize. It means that you understand and share the feelings of other people. Because of this, you can relate to the characters and understand the story better. Well, I hope you're all ready. Let's start!
Our story is entitled Annie by the River. Annie lives alone in a small house by the river. She doesn't always leave home, but when she does, she walks far and travels a long distance when she has to go to the market to buy meat. Annie grows her own food in a big vegetable garden. She plants cabbages, eggplants, tomatoes, and potatoes. She also has a mango tree that provides her sweet mango fruits. The river beside her house also gives her clean water and fresh fish. Every night, Annie finds time to read a few books. She also enjoys reading fantasy and mystery ones. She also writes her own stories with her old typewriter. During the day, she takes care of her plants in the garden. And during the night, she plays her guitar and enjoys her solitude.
What can you say about our story for today? Did you like it as much as I did? Good! Now, let us find out how much you understood the story by answering the questions for your comprehension.
Question number 1. Who is the main character in the story? Do we have the same answer? It's Annie. Annie is the main character in our story. Question number 2. Where does Annie live? What is your answer, children? If your answer is in a small house by the river, you got it. She lives in a small house by the river. Here is another item. What are the vegetables she grows in her garden? Do you still remember all of them? Let us identify all of them. The vegetables she grows in her garden are cabbages, eggplants, tomatoes, and potatoes. This is question number 4. What does she love to do during the day? Is your answer taking care of her plants? Correct. That is the correct answer. During the day, she takes care of her plants in the garden. Now, here's my last question for you. Did you see a lot of verbs in their simple tenses in the story? Yes, there were a lot of verbs used in our story for today, and most of them are in the simple present tense form. Lives, leave, walk, grows, plants, provides, gives, finds, enjoys, writes, takes, and plays?
Hey, were you able to answer all the questions? Good! That means you really understood our story and lesson for today. Nice chit-chat, kids! I hope you enjoyed our reading time, and always remember, you are what you read. See you again next time!
Let us continue to learn more about our lesson. Another activity is prepared for you for practicing.
Fill in the blanks with the correct simple present tense form of the verbs in the parentheses. Are you ready? Number 1. There be a new pizza parlor at the mall. The answer is. Did you get it right? Great! There is a new pizza parlor at the mall. Number 2. The boy lived there. The answer is lives. The boy lives there. Number 3. They trust their mother. The answer is trust. Did you get it right? Great! They trust their mother. Number 4. I still want to attend my class. The answer is want. I still want to attend my class. Number 5. Nobody blame him. The answer is blames. Did you get it right? Great! Good job, kids. Well done. Nobody blames him.
So, what score did you get? If you got all the correct answers, what an amazing learner you are. But if not, you know the drill. You can always review this lesson on our official DepEd TV channel on YouTube. Congratulations, children! You have reached the last part of our lesson for today with flying colors. Be sure to stay with me and Teacher Carlene for another great adventure in learning. And it will be all about the use of correct time expressions. For now, a quote from Brian Herbert is what I will share with you. And it says, "The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. And the willingness to learn is a choice." So what's yours? See you again next time.